So today, guys, I want to talk about why I decided to buy land or invest in Dominican Republic. Now, I was going to do a pre-recorded video, but I decided to do a live just in case some of my viewers may have some questions, and it'll give an opportunity for my new viewers to ask me any questions that they might have. All right. I'm gonna give maybe about a minute or two before I get started. This is just a random live. Most of my lives are random, especially since I'm at work. Majority of the time I'm here at work, so it's like the only time that I have to really to go live. Been working hard to try to finish up this crib, and I just uploaded a video of the pool installation on my house. And let me turn this oh God, let me turn this, because I'm doing this live on my phone. So I gotta turn off the notification just in case, the silent mode, just in case somebody tries to call during the live video. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna get started. So, I bought land. Well, actually, let me just start off by giving you guys a backdrop of, how I went about buying land and all of that. So anyway, I started traveling to DR since 2015. And that led me, when I first went, I loved it. I fell in love the first time I was there. I was there for 7 days, and then I found myself going back like 3 months later, and then I was there every 3 months without fail, And then I decided to buy some land in 2018 through a Dominican girl that I dated, but that's a whole nother story. You want to know that story, you might have to go and look at the video of my dating experience in DR. But yeah, I decided to buy the land in 2018. Okay. Now, when I bought the land, I had it for a while. I didn't break ground until 2021. But when I bought the land, guys, I'm gonna be honest, I really didn't have any intentions on building a house in DR. I just bought it and I said, well, maybe in a few years, the land will appreciate and then I can sell it and then make my money back. That was my intentions. I really had, like I said, I really had no intent on building a home in DR. So then the pandemic came, and then I decided, I said, I'm working hard. I decided, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm 40 years old. I had just turned 40 in 2020. I just turned 40. So I'm like, okay, I'm getting older now. It's time for me to make some investments in the United States, So I decided, okay, you know what? I'm going to try and buy a house in New York. Now, I live in the 5 boroughs, right? So in the 5 boroughs, guys, when I tell you it is so expensive in the state of New York, I'm talking about NYC, the 5 boroughs. That includes Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Manhattan, and Staten Island, okay? The real estate market was just really expensive. And coming from a brother who makes 6 figures a year, okay? So I found it just to be, it was so expensive that I basically got priced out. So I had to go elsewhere to look for a home to buy. And I am from the suburbs of New York. I'm originally from Long Island. So I decided, you know what, let me look out in Long Island, see if I can find an affordable home that I can buy. So I found a home in Long Island. It was a 2-family home, and it needed some work or whatever. But I went through the whole ordeal of hiring a lawyer and pay the closing costs, and then I kind of had cold feet towards the end of the closing. I had cold feet because I had to really sit and think. I'm like, I'm 40 years old. Yeah, I do need a home. I do need some kind of investment so that when I do retire, I have something to fall back on, This is what I'm thinking. So, when I got cold feet because I'm thinking, I'm like, do I really want to take on a mortgage at 40? This is what I'm telling myself. Do I really want to take on a mortgage at 40? And, the mortgage out there, it was a 5-bedroom, 2-bath, two-family unit. It was a split level home. You had 3 bedrooms up on the top and 2 bedrooms at the bottom, and 2 kitchens, a bathroom at the top, bathroom at the bottom. So I was buying it to, as an investment, and I had no intentions on living there. And that was another thing. I'm like, why am I buying a home for somebody else to occupy? I live in Brooklyn. The home was literally an hour, I'm talking about, in 15 minutes away from where I live. So I thought about me being 40, taking on a mortgage at 40 years old. That mortgage wouldn't have been paid until I was 70, okay? I'd have been working up until 70. So I thought about that. I thought about the taxes. The taxes in Long Island are expensive as hell. I mean, anybody that knows, Long Island, they know that the taxes is like the highest in the state of New York, okay? So I thought about the taxes. So I just thought about all of that as a whole, and I decided to back out on the deal. Okay, I decided to back out on it. Almost lost my deposit, my closing cost on the home, and I managed to get all my money back. And then I decided, you know what? Let me take that money that I had and just go ahead and build, my home in Dominican Republic. And that's what I decided to do. I decided to take the money that I had and just go and build in DR. At that point, did I have all the money that I needed to build a home? Hell no. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I didn't. I knew that I had a budget, and I knew that I had enough to get started. So once 2021 came, I started, during the process, I started looking for people, looking for people to help me with the process of building my home. And you guys can go, the beginning, one of the earliest videos that I put out was trying to find a builder in DR. So, I was just going around looking, talking to people online. And then eventually, I found somebody that I thought was reputable to go ahead and start with the construction. So then I went ahead and did that. Now, but that was my main reason of just deciding to invest in DR. Is like, yo, I'm 40 years old. Do I really want to work until I'm 70 just to pay a mortgage? Because that's what a lot of people here in New York. There's so many people that I know that can't even afford their mortgage. They're working 2 and 3 jobs just to keep afloat. Some of them are depending on tenants to pay their mortgage, and if they don't pay, the tenant don't pay, then you're asked out. You end up losing your house because a tenant, decides to default on paying their monthly rent. My cousin to the lot to see the lot, and my cousin had never been to Dominican Republic before. This is his first time even, leaving out of the country. And the first thing that he said to me is when he saw, the lot, he said, I think you should make this a farm. This is what he said to me, and I could have gotten urged by that, but I had a vision, and maybe he didn't see, at the time, he didn't see my vision. He didn't see my vision. And I'm gonna tell you guys this, what's happening in New York is the same thing. I'm not even gonna just say New York. I'm gonna say the United States in general, in all major cities. What's happening in these major cities is no different what's happening in DR, okay? In Brooklyn, there were parts of Brooklyn that people didn't even want to live in, okay? And now you have, people, whites, Hispanic, just people from all different cultures moving into New York, okay, and moving into these low poverty areas and gentrifying it. Okay, so this is exactly what's going on in New York, and the same thing is happening in DR. So when my cousin said, "Oh, I should buy a farm," only because it was a poor community, I had a vision when I was looking at the land, and my vision came to life. And now that my cousin sees what I'm doing, he apologized. He said, "Jay, I'm so sorry about that, bro. Cuz," he said, I'm sorry. I'm like, cuz, don't even worry about it. This was my vision. And, it goes back to, people just buying in general. If you decide that you want to buy I'm going to say this, don't get discouraged by somebody telling you something other than, other than what you want to do. If you see a piece of property in a Dominican neighborhood or an area that's not so great, eventually that area will become popular. My cousin had he would have never thought that now I have somebody that bought up in, where I'm at. I was the first to build up there. And that's what it takes. It takes one person, and then everybody else will follow along, So that's what happened in my case. I was the first one to build up in that compo, and now I got a brother that bought a piece of land up there with me, And it's more brothers are coming, So you can't let people discourage you. Your dream is your dream, all right? And don't let nobody take your dream away from you, I tell people sometimes you gotta separate yourself from people that are not on the same wave as you are, because those kind of people are the people that will discourage you only because they don't want to see you shine or see you win. Not to say that my cousin don't want to see me shine, because he is one of my biggest supporters, but yeah, you can't let people discourage you, from your dream. Don't let nobody take that away from you. No, the Nobody 718, what's going on, my bro? Peace and love, brother. Happy New Year, man. I ain't spoken to you a while. I hope everything is good with you, bro. But yeah, and also I wrote some things down as a point of reference so that I don't go out of topic. So yeah, I wanted to talk about that, my experience in buying, and then also I tell people, especially people that are my age, a lot of my viewers are in their 50s and 60s. A lot of them are already retired, out there living their best life. I know a few brothers that are retired that are doing big things. It's motivating me. By the time I get their age, I want to be chilling, and I'm encouraging brothers and sisters my age, the ones that are in their late 30s, early 30s, mid 40s, those brothers and sisters, like, they done already got their retirement and their pensions. We're working towards that. So I encourage you guys, because by the time we reach 65 and 70, it won't be we better hope that, we can afford to live in the United States. And this is why I'm working hard now, so that when I do reach the age of retirement, I don't have to worry about, can I afford to live in the United States? Can I afford to do that? I'm sorry, guys. I work in psychiatry, so you might hear a lot of noise in the background, but I don't want that to happen to me. And for the ones that are living, I'm not talking about the ones that are they're living off their pensions in DR and in Social Security. The ones that are living off of fixed incomes in DR, you guys have a lot to worry about. You know why you have a lot to worry about? Only because, especially if you're living in the populated tourist areas, let's just say, for an example, you're living off of fixed income of $1,200, right? Do you think that your rent is going to be $300 and $400 for the next 10 years? No. Eventually, you will be priced out. You will be priced out living on a fixed income, living in a tourist area. That $300 rent a month eventually is going to be $400, then $500, then $600, and then what's going to happen? You are going to be forced to move into a compo somewhere further out from the tourist areas. So I tell people, prepare yourselves for that, and I hope that for the ones that are living on fixed incomes, have their ducks in a row, so when that happens, they won't be in a situation where they find themselves moving back to the States only because they can't afford to live in DR anymore. Because that's what I see happening. I mean, within the next 5 to 10 years, I see DR being one of the most expensive countries to live in Latin America. Okay? So you guys, you better prepare yourselves for it. Others, I was talking to one of my viewers today, and he said, Jay, this man, he's retired. A big supporter of mine, he's retired. He moved to VA. He started working, got him another job, and he bought some land in DR, bought some land in Panama. Like, the brother's making big moves, man. And one thing he said to me, he said, Jay, I be trying talk to my brother and my sister and trying to get them to invest in DR, but they just scared. They're scared. And you know, I will say this: when it comes to successful people, the most successful people are the ones that have taken risk. Okay, you ask a person, you can encourage people all you want. Some people just don't see it. They might not see your dream, you know, and then by the time they finally see it, it'll be too late. It's too late, you know. So I don't want that to happen to you brothers and sisters out there, because eventually things are going to get expensive to whereas you won't be able to afford to build. You know, I mentioned that in my last video. My builder told me, he said right now, the price to construct 100 square meter home is 95,000. It's very, very expensive. You know, so I encourage y'all to invest. Even if you can't afford to build, you know, invest. Buy the property, hold on to it, you know, and then resell it. That's simple. And you buy enough to whereas you can build 2 houses on it, you know, so that you can sell half. And then once you sell that half, you can use that money to fund your project when you're ready to build, you know, if that makes sense. Let me go to some of these comments. And Nobody's 92. For someone planning to build out there, how would you suggest them to go about finding their builders? Well, you know, in order to find a reputable builder, it's not easy, especially being a foreigner, being a gringo. You got to have your feet on the ground. You have to have. I would suggest you know, feet on the ground. Take your time. Talk to local people. Ask for pictures. Ask to see. You know, ask for testimonies. That I mean, a person's testimony is the best is the best way to go, you know, in finding a builder, because they could tell you their experience with that builder. Find somebody who actually had their house built from that builder before you make a decision in terms of finding somebody. You know, you want to take your time. I took my time, and when I did, I still got fucked over. This comes with the territory, you know. You know, when you're dealing with people that living in you know, this high poverty, morality goes out the window. It's just unfortunate, you know. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. But yeah, I would highly encourage those. It's, you know, like I said, I can't express this enough. My brothers and sisters that's in their 30s, you know, sometimes I say to myself, damn, I wish I had did this a long time ago, you know, a long time ago, because I would have been finished, you know. But it's better late than never. Better late than never. Because once my house, if I never build again, at least I can say I have a house that once I retire, my Social Security and pension will take me a long way. So why not work hard in your 30s, your 40s, and your 50s, so that when you do reach retirement, you have something to fall back on. There are people that I know here that are retired, that don't have a pension, that don't have a 401k, that don't have any investments, that are just living off their Social Security and barely getting by. You know, you don't want to be one of those people. You don't want to be one of those people. So work hard now, put all your ducks in a row, so that by the time you do reach the age of retirement, you know, you're chilling. You tranquilo, as the Dominicans would say, you know. But yeah, it's all about, you know, surrounding yourself around like-minded individuals, people that's on the same page, because people that are not doing what you're doing, they don't, some of them, they don't understand. They might not want to understand. And on the other hand, you might have people hating on you, you know. Put yourself around the same kind of people that's doing the same thing you want to do. And that interchange of encouragement is going to, it bounces, it motivates you, you know. One of my viewers said, Jay, I'm ready to start the progress. You know, I'm ready to start the progress, man. And I put my videos out to motivate, you know, to inspire brothers and sisters to want to do the same thing, man. We all deserve a piece of the pie. I want to see everybody win. Everybody win, man. I want to see everybody win. The Boiling Crypto. I moved to DR 3 years ago, and live, build, and I've been building an Airbnb hotel. I started at the age of 32 and I'll be done in 2 more years. Man, the Boiling Crypto, congratulations to you, my brother. That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about, man. And yo, when you done building, I like to come and check out your spot. You know, just to encourage other brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? And when I say brothers and sisters, I'm talking about from every spectrum. You know what I mean? White, whether you white, black, green, we all God's children. You know what I'm saying? So that right there is definitely encouraging, and just to see that sometimes people need to see a visual in order to get themselves motivated. You know what I'm saying? I'm a single brother, been doing this on my own. I everything that you see, guys, I took out, and I'm straight up with people. They're like, yo, how did you get started? Saving money over time, and I took out a small loan to get started. I'm talking about $15,000. Everything else, guys, out of pocket. Hard work, it pays off. You know what I mean? If you want something that bad, you know, you'll do whatever it takes to make it happen. You feel me? Even when I left the last time, I'm not talking about last month, but prior to me going down there, after looking at, you know, all of what they had did, and I had to go back home to regroup to get the windows and bars and stuff done. I said to I'm like, damn, I'm broke now. There have been times where I'm like, yo, how the hell I'm gonna, you know, manage to get up the rest of this money to get started, you know, to finish up my project. And here I am now, windows, bars done. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the finish line, you know. And there were times where I questioned, like, Jay, are you really gonna do this? You know what I'm saying? With the grace of God and hard work, man, it's paying itself off. The Boiling Crypto, thank you, brother. I subscribed. I will send you the invite. I like to chop it up with you. God bless. Yeah, the Boiling Crypto, you can holler at me anytime, bro, on WhatsApp, 347-740-6350. And I will say another thing, y'all. Since I started, you know, doing this channel, I have met a lot of influential brothers like myself, man. And it's just a blessing, to say the least, to see, you know, brothers and sisters out there buying abroad, investing abroad, and, you know, just making it happen only because, you know, they couldn't do it in the States. You know what I'm saying? It's just that right there is encouraging within itself. It really is. Nobody said 1.8. They probably can't afford to finish it. And you know, it's you know, talking about affording to finish, I want to say one thing, man. Even if you are in a situation where you like, damn, I want to get started, but I don't have all the money to get started. How you think the local people started when it came to their builds? They did it over time. You know, Rome wasn't built overnight. You know what I'm saying? This whole construction shit, guys, it's not a walk in the park. You know what I mean? It takes money and time. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you gotta start somewhere. If you keep just sitting back and saying, damn, I need to save this amount up, I need to save, in construction, the prices are always gonna vary, you know, especially when it comes to the finishings of a home. Like, it's no telling how much you really gonna spend. I mean, we all have a budget, but in construction, you always go over your budget. That's just what it is. Building materials have been constantly going up in price. Exactly, bro. And this is what I be telling my viewers. You know, don't wait too late, you know, to get started, because eventually things are going to be so expensive you are not even going to be able to afford to buy. You're not even going to be able to afford to buy. Graham Hughes, they prioritize living needs first. I get that, you know, and we all got to live. We all got to live, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you still got to plan for the future, because there's no guarantee what tomorrow's going to bring. You understand what I'm saying? And the Boiling Crypto, if you're building in Sosua, man, I had posted a video, like I believe last week. I don't know where you at in your construction, but there is a ceramic place in Puerto Plata. All this ceramics, bro, 50% off on everything in there. So I don't know where you at, but if you got some money to buy ceramics, let me know. I could shoot you that info because it's I can't afford to buy any ceramics right now, guys. I'm strapped. I'm strapped. It is what it is. But yeah, what was I saying? I don't mean to go out of topic. Can you say your number again? Yeah, 347-740-6350. Yeah, I'll be down in June. I like to come and chop it up with you in June and see where you at in your construction, if that's all right with you. There's a few brothers that are building in DR that I'm gonna link up with that got some projects going on. And I'm excited. I love to see brothers and sisters win, man. That's what it's all about. We all are deserving of it. It's unfortunate that a lot of us couldn't do it in the States, but you know what? We're gonna do it elsewhere and make it happen. That's the idea. And that's why I be telling my brothers and sisters, man, invest now, whether it be DR, Panama, wherever you can invest and have a quality of life, go for it. Go for it. Can you review that piece of property and La Mulata again? Can you review that piece of property? What you mean, bro? In terms of review, are you referring to that property was like 16,000 square meters in La Mulata? Let me know. But yeah, guys, it's and I encourage you guys to encourage your family members and friends. Encourage them to invest abroad, like especially now. Like do it now because, like I said, DR is going to be expensive as hell. Prices, the homes are already at 300, 400,000, depending, and then for the ones that are looking to invest, and because Puerto Plata has gotten very expensive. So Suwa, Cabarete, all the tourist areas are getting expensive. And I mentioned that in my last video. There's this campo in Camus. I had advertised that land up there, and at that time, the Brugal family was doing finance options. It was $30 a square meter. $30 a square meter. And I called Mr. Brugal because there was a hold on selling the property. I called Mr. Brugal just recently and asked him, "Yeah, Mr. Brugal, I got a client that's interested. Is the property still $30? He said it went from 30 to 150. 150. So what's gonna happen is you those who desire to be in the tourist area, you're not gonna be able to afford to live there. And then you're gonna have to find land in places like Katui and more inland, where there's no beaches and small rivers, places like that. It is cheaper to build. You will find it cheaper to build in those kind of places, only because it's not as populated as the tourist areas, if that makes sense. Let me go to some of these comments. Can you say your number again? I got that. Can you review? I got that. Yes. Are they willing to subdivide that part? Yes, Life of Bill. I gotta contact my my partner out there to see. But initially, yeah, they said I think I mentioned that in the video, if I'm not mistaken. But that's been a few months ago, Life of Bill. So if you're really interested in that, message me on WhatsApp, and that way I can contact one of my partners to see if the land is still for sale, or even if the price done went up. And that's another thing, guys. I can't stress this enough. When I advertise property on the channel, let's just say, for an example, I advertised it 6 months ago. I say this a lot. It was 6 months ago. Today's prices might not be the prices tomorrow in DR. That's just what it is. So when you see something for a good price on my channel, you better jump. I'm telling you now, it's not like the States. It's very different, especially for the people who are new to the channel and new to DR that's looking to invest. The real estate market is not like the United States. I must say that, in terms of appraisers and those kind of things, inspectors. It's not like here. It's not regulated like the United States. It's an unregulated market. And this is why I tell people, this is just my advice. I would never buy a home that's already constructed unless I know that house was constructed by a reputable company, okay? because when you're buying a home that's already constructed, it's no telling what you're going to get. You know, you might buy it today, and then a couple of years down the line, you know, there's a crack in the foundation, there's a crack in the roof. You know, so that's just my opinion. Some people do buy homes that are constructed and they don't have any problems, you know. But me personally, I know my home. I know exactly what went into it. I know what went into my home, and that helps me to sleep at ease at night, knowing that, you know, I'm not gonna have any problems with my home in the future. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let me see. I have some other. Let me see, because I wrote some stuff down. Because sometimes I tend to go out of topic. And guys, if y'all have any questions, you know, I need to ask, I'm here. This is the time that y'all ask, because I'm gonna close out maybe in about 15 minutes or so. I'm here at work. Graham, I used to fly into Puerto Plata regularly, but the only fly into South now not from North is a big problem for the people who live in UK, and even some people who are not from UK. I know there's no direct flights from the UK to Puerto Plata. You got to fly into Punta Cana, and I'm sure by the time you guys get to Punta Cana, y'all exhausted. Y'all don't want to take that, because it's a 7-hour drive. I did it. It's a 7-hour drive from Punta Cana to Puerto Plata. So most people that do fly in from UK to Puerto Cana, they stay overnight and then get up the next day and then head to the North Coast. Yeah, that's what a lot of people that I know from UK, that's what they do. Let me see. Is there anything else? I did talk about people living in tourist areas that are on fixed incomes, and then also, guys, because I know a few viewers of mine who do this. It's far in between now, because a lot of people done got hip to it. But hey, you never know. If you are looking to make some money in Dominican Republic and start a little business, because I know, like I said, I know somebody that's doing it. This brother is renting 2 apartments in this community called what's the name of that community? El Pueblito. It's a beach community they have a lot of Airbnbs in there, predominantly Airbnbs. And, you know, but he's been staying there for well over, I'm talking about 5 years now. He's renting both apartments. He occupies one, and that second one, he Airbnbs it out. So you can rent an apartment and you know, hike up the price a little bit and Airbnb it. For those who travel to DR, you know, 6 or 7 months out of the year, you know, if you're there like a few times out of the year, well then, why not rent an apartment? And then when you're not there, you Airbnb it, and you make your money like that. An apartment will pretty much pay for itself. You know, I know a lot of brothers that are doing that, you know, so that's just an option. You know, it's just an option. You can always rent an apartment out, and when you're not there, Airbnb-ing it, you know. Yeah, so that's a great way to hustle, you know. And like, as I said, this brother's living there full time, so he's you know, he's got his Social Security, a pension, I guess, I don't know, but you know, he's retired, so he does have an income from the United States, but he's generating more income by renting out that Airbnb, you know. So you guys can definitely you know, go that route. And then also, guys, because a lot of my viewers have asked me, oh, you know, when are you going to start marketing Santiago? Well, Santiago is definitely on my list, but I'm not going to start advertising and you know, pushing Santiago until I'm down there full time. Do you know XXX? Miss, do you know XX? Nah, I'm not even gonna answer that, because I think that he's dead. He's dead. But yeah, yeah, I'm not really you know, marketing Santiago now, only because I'm not there full time. I'm not there full time. I'm not. Do I take steroids? No, I don't take steroids. Yeah, I don't take steroids. Why is he asking you about rappers? Nobody 718, I don't know. And then somebody just asked me if I take steroids. No, I don't take steroids. I mean, I work out, but nah, I'm not on roids, bro. I'm still in the process of losing weight, mind, body, and soul. And that's another thing that, made me decide to invest in DR. The quality of life, man. The peaceful living. It's more pros living in DR than cons. You know what I mean? The quality of food, organic, when I'm not there, I feel at peace. You know what I'm saying? I feel a sense of peace over me. It's a different quality of life out there. I'm from New York. I'm from a hustle city. You know what I'm saying? Everything is hustle and bustle here. So I'm ready to get myself, out of the city life and just live that country life. My peoples is from the South. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up, country living. My grandfather had a garden in his backyard. Collard greens, kale, all that, all grapevine, all of that. My grandfather had it all. So I'm trying to go back to those roots. You know what I'm saying? Planting, I got a green thumb. I could do this. I can do this. You know what I mean? And another thing, my years of traveling to DRC, I know there's a lot of things that's a need. There's a need for, especially since the expat community in Dominican Republic is growing. It's growing. Like me, I'm a country boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm from New York, but I'm a country boy at heart. I noticed that DR doesn't have kale. DR doesn't have collard greens. I done bought my collard green seeds, my kale seeds, and that's another reason as to why I'm building in the compo, because I want to be able to grow whatever it is that I want, raising my chickens and stuff. See, when you are building in like a community, or we call it here in the States a subdivision, when you're building in those kind of communities, they have restrictions. They have restrictions. Every subdivision has their own set of restrictions, and I didn't want that for myself. I didn't want to leave a westernized world to go down there and bring that kind of westernized mentality to DR. You see what I'm saying? I didn't want to do that. Kaylee and Vaughn, what's going on? Hasi Ru, I don't know. Hey guys, but yeah, I didn't want to do that. I decided to build in the compo only because I want to be able to do what I want without any restrictions. If I want to play my music loud on a Sunday, I don't want the police coming knocking at my door telling me I got to turn it down. Hell no. I pay enough money to be able to enjoy and do what I want to do. You know what I mean? Not to say that I'm going to be doing reckless things, but, I feel like if I'm going to pay my money, I shouldn't have to live in a community with full of restrictions, if that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, and it goes back to what I said. If you are the type of person that wants to live in a gated community in a Casa Linda, and I could have done that easily. I could have easily, saved up money and bought something in Casa Linda. But that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to live among the Dominicans and make an impact. You know what I'm saying? Make an impact, because I know that in the compo where I live, there's a need for a lot of things. I'm big on education for children. So I plan on giving back to the community, and not just that, helping the community that I'm living in thrive. That's the idea. That's the idea. And I get questioned all the time. Are you afraid to live in the compo? Why would I be afraid to live in the compo? My thing is, whatever you put out is what you're gonna get back. So if you go in a compo, you move in a compo with your nose all high in the air, you don't speak to nobody, you think that you're better than, what do you think is gonna happen? You think people are gonna look out for you? Or you think that you think they're gonna be friendly and open to you? No, you got to be just as open and friendly, and you're gonna receive it back. And as I said, my thing is donating to the school supplies for the kids. Like, I have a whole lot of things that I plan on doing to help my community thrive. And when you do that, people look out for you. They look out for you. They take care of you. Do you think you think a person like myself, they're gonna mess with me if I'm giving back and I'm making an impact on their community? They're gonna tell the people in that, don't fuck with him. Don't mess with J-Day. You know, that's how the Dominican people give it up, you know? So you know, if you're gonna live in the Dominican neighborhood and live amongst Dominican people, you know, you have to go in it with the mindset that you can't be, you know, you can't be isolated and non-social. No, no, you can't be that way. So if that's how you planned on being, then maybe, you know, the campo life or living amongst Dominicans is not for you. You know what I mean? Maybe it's not. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else that I'm missing. Because sometimes, like I said, guys, I write things down as a point of reference so that I don't miss anything. But yeah, I guess that is it, guys. I will be back down June 6th through the 7th. No, June 4th through the 17th. So if any of you guys want to hook up while I'm down there, definitely reach out to me. Right now, I just uploaded a video today of the pool. They're working on that. That should be done maybe by the end of next week sometime. Guys, it's not easy, man. I mean, I'm blessed to have, you know, the team that I have. I wouldn't dare take all the credit, because I wouldn't have gotten this far if it wasn't for the team that I have, you know. And I tell people, if you're going through me, the same kind of treatment that I'm getting is the same kind of treatment you're gonna get. Well, you're gonna get the same kind of treatment, you know, and I'm big on that. The Nobody 92, are you going to build a second floor to your house right away or down the line? That's a great question. Nobody 92, I gotta see how the money come, because right now I done pretty much paid for the pool, all the supplies for the pool. I paid half of the money for the labor, so I owe some more money on the labor. And then also, the company that did the door installations, they did all of that without me paying a dime. See, this is, and you know, when you are working with people that know, see, one thing about me, I don't like owing anybody anything. And that's what I told my partner. And he knows that. And my builder, they all know that. If I owe you something, you're going to get paid. And I don't, you know, and they know that they know my reputation. They know that I'm the type of person that I don't play with people's money. You know, you render a service, I'm paying you for that, you know. And, you know, they've been working with me for a while, and they know I'm a stand-up guy. And so he said, don't worry about it. They installed the doors and everything without me paying a dime. So I got to pay that back. So between, you know, that and what I'm trying to do, guys, I'm trying to have my place ready so that when I go back down in June, I'm staying in it. But what I planned on doing, I won't have any money to do the flooring until about maybe October, towards the end of the year. So the flooring in the kitchen everything should be done by the end of the year, Nobody 92, to answer your question. And then if I have some money left over once I get back to the States after I leave in June, I'm going to be working on the second level. So I'm trying to have that second level worked on before the closing of this year, if that makes sense. Yeah. And guys, I'm doing this as the money comes, because some people, you know, I don't know what they thought. They thought that I had all this money to just do it in 6 months. No, I never, you know, I'm not here to mislead anybody, or, you know, I don't know what people may have thought. And that's why I had to clear up any misconceptions, because I had never said that. I was doing things step by step over time, you know. But I think that I'm doing pretty well. I mean, I started my project. I started this project March of 2021. So March 2024 of this year will make 2 years. Okay? Yeah, so to make 2 years. And I think I'm doing pretty damn good within the time that from the time that I started. I see a lot of people on the comments weren't fans of the bars on the windows and doors, but I seen you respond saying it's the Dominican way. Does the bars bother you, or are you okay with it? I'm okay with the bars. I'm okay with it, you know. it goes back to what I said. It's the Dominican way. And then once I build the second level, there's no need for me to have bars on the top. You know, I'm just securing my home. And I would advise anybody that's building a home in Dominican Republic, whether it be in the Campo or not, to secure your home. You know, 90%, nah, I'm not even gonna say 90, 95% of Dominican homes have bars on them. You know? So, yeah, that's just what it is. I put the mesh bars up as more of a protection. But, you know, once I have more people buying up into my community where I'm at, then I could take them down over time. But for now, I'm, you know, you want all the protection as possible. You know, I'm up there by myself. I mean, of course, I got other Dominicans up there, you know, locals. But like I said, I want to be protected. You know, better to be safe than sorry. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But, you know, people are going to say things. One thing about me, man, I have tough skin. I'm from New York. People are going to say all kinds of shit, man. You think I dust it right off, you know? I got to live in this house, not you and nobody else. I do. So I'm going to do what I want to do and you know, I'm going to do what I want to do to make sure that I'm secure, you know? But, yeah, guys, that's what it is. I appreciate y'all for tuning into this live. Damn, I've been on here for 46 minutes and 39 seconds. Peace of mind. Firstly, bars are a must. Exactly, Graham Hughes. You think I want to be laying in my crib and worrying about somebody breaking in? Nah, hell no. And, you know, it was my partner who was a Dominican that advised it, because initially I wasn't going to get the mesh over the bars. And he said, nah, you going to get that mesh over them bars. You need this protection here. He said, I don't want nothing he said, not that I'm going to say something going to happen to you, but I don't want nothing to happen to you. I want you to be protected at all times. So I said, okay, all right. If you know, you're Dominican. It's no different from him coming here to our country. I know my country better than he do. So if I tell him something, I would expect that he would listen, you know? So I took his advice on that. Only Americans feel like they always being trapped in a prison. Right. And that's just American mentality, you know? Especially when people who don't travel abroad, you know, as often as somebody like you and myself, they think differently. It's the same thing with my cousin. When I brought him, he was the first person in my actually the only person in my family to see the property at its raw state. You know, and now that he see the construction and I send him the videos and he's watching on YouTube, he's like, yo, cuz, fuck, like, damn, cuz, I'm so sorry. Like, he's like, I just didn't see it. He said, but yo, the house looks amazing. It looks nice. And I told him, I said, cuz, it's all right. It's all right. You know, and it goes back to what I said, you know, don't let nobody deter you from your vision. Your vision is not somebody else's. What you see, they may not see it. You know, I saw it when I bought that property. I saw the vision. I knew what I was buying, you know. Bro, I'm getting bullied of being fat and everyone hates me. Man, listen, some of these weird-ass comments from people, man. I don't even know. I thought of it, well, if you being bullied to being fat, man, do something about it. I'm a big bro myself. You know what I mean? Like, if you do something about it, that's all I can tell you. But some of these comments on here is weird as hell. But yeah, guys, I'm just at a place now where I'm at the finish line and I'm working really hard to finish up. And that was another question, because some people ask me, oh, your house, are you keeping it white? No, right now it's the way it is. But you know, my builder's he's a master finisher. He's a master finisher. So once it's all said and done, it's gonna look really, really nice. It's gonna look really, really nice. And this is why I'm taking my time. It's no rush, you know, it's no rush. Because when you are spending your hard-earned money, you know, you want everything to be right. Just in case I decide to sell it, you know, in the future, I'm gonna get top dollar for it. You know, it doesn't make sense to skimp and especially when it comes to the finishings. Now, I will say this. If you are doing an investment like, what's his name here? What's this guy's name? if you the boiling crypto, if you are investing in like an Airbnb, like the boiling crypto, that's something different. Because when you do, and I tell people this, like if you're looking to do an Airbnb as an investment in DR, please guys, please, when it comes to the finishings, don't go crazy on the finishings, because majority of these people don't take care of your shit. You know, you want it to look nice, but don't go crazy on high-end finishings if you're doing Airbnbs. Make it look nice, you know, so that, you know, it's drawing the people in to rent. But don't go all out on doing, you know, all out on the finishings on the Airbnb, because a lot of these people, they don't take care of your shit, and then you find yourself, you know, spending more money than you put out only because of, you know, people destroying your stuff. If that makes sense. Let me see here. They installed new gates at the complex where I work, and I remember all the tenants saying, why they locking us in like we are in jail? American mentality is always negative. Yeah, yeah. And this is why, you know, I tell people, you know, when you're building, I'm the only person in my family that has stepped outside of the box and doing something different. I've had people tell me I'm crazy. You know, if you listen to people, you'll never do anything, you know, positive for yourself, man. I had so many discouraging comments and people discouraging me to go move forward with doing my build, and I didn't listen, because if you listen to people, you know, it'll discourage you. You know, so don't let people discourage you. Surround yourself around like-minded individuals that are on the same page, man. On the same page. Yo, bro, come to India. You're welcomed here. Artava, I appreciate that, man. There's a lot of places that I want to visit. India is definitely on my bucket list. Pakistan, I got peoples in Pakistan. I got peoples in different places. But right now, you know, building this home is sucking me dry. But once it's done, I promise you guys, it will enable me to do more traveling like I used to. Because I done been to some places, Thailand, Japan, all over the Caribbean pretty much. I have traveled. My passport is definitely stamped, to say the least. You feel me? But I thank you guys for all the love and support, and staying with me for this long. If you guys like this video, be sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe. And also, guys, I'm probably, because I need to start putting out more content. I know. I've just been working a lot, two full-time jobs and an e-commerce business. And that's something that I want to do. I want to make a video just about e-commerce, you know, starting a business online, how to go about doing that, because a lot of people don't know how to go about doing it, what steps they need to take in order to do it, what platforms they can use to market their business. So these are the kind of things that I want to discuss in that video. And then I like to do another video about untitled land, because I'm getting a lot of questions about untitled land in Dominican Republic, and more than likely, you know, people are going to end up having to go that route, buying untitled land, because the lands that are titled in DR are expensive as hell. Let's just keep it real. Expensive. So you will find untitled land relatively inexpensive. I had a viewer of mine, that bought some untitled land in DR. I can't wait to get down there and see it. He just sent me some videos and some footage, but I need to see that visual. And it's he got a nice piece of property for a good. When I tell you good price, guys, good price. He done went through the whole process of getting it titled and all of that. So there is a way of getting untitled land to being titled. And my lawyer said it himself. He said 90% of the land in Dominican Republic was untitled at once. You know, so at one time, it was untitled at one time. So those people that had untitled land, they had to go through the same route in order to get it titled. So I don't want people to get discouraged when looking into purchasing untitled land, okay? I don't want people to get discouraged. There are certain things that you do need to look out for, but if you have a reputable lawyer and somebody that's been practicing law, Dominican law, for over 10 years, they should be well experienced in it and help you to navigate through that. Graham Hughes, getting older and getting ill overseas is a risk unless you have a decent cash pot. That is true, Graham Hughes. And you know, that's another thing that I want to talk about too. There's so many different topics that I could touch, but for those who are looking to make a life in DR and live down there full time, I would highly encourage you guys to take out a health care policy, health insurance, I should say. I encourage you to take out health insurance. A lot of the expats have it. You know, you need that. You need that, and they have different plans that you can you could take out. I would suggest taking out the most expensive one, which is no more than about $75 a month, but that covers you for everything. Everything, you know. So that was another thing that I wanted to vlog about, because people need to know about what kind of insurance policies that they health insurance policies that they take, that's offered, you know. And I do know that if you are over the age of, I believe, 70, they no longer you can no longer buy an health insurance. If you're over the age of 70. So keep that in mind, guys. And I advise you guys to do it now. Do it now. Take advantage of it. You know, when I went to, because normally when I go to DR, I usually get my whitenings done, and I get my my teeth cleaned. $25 to clean your teeth. $125 for whitening. You know, let's just say you need, major dental work, implants and stuff like that. You know, implants will run you about $1,000 to $1,500 depending on who the dentist is. So it's relatively inexpensive, especially dental. And you guys know DR is known for dental work. You know, how many Dominican locals you see with beautiful teeth and braces and stuff like that. Yeah, so I would definitely recommend you guys taking out a health insurance in Dominican Republic, especially if you're in your 30s and even your 20s. You know, I would definitely advise it, because one thing I will say, let's just say you need major work done, and your insurance policy only covers a certain amount. Because I've done it. Whatever I can get done here, I get done in DR. Whatever my insurance company won't cover here in terms of dental, root canals, and those kind of things, because we only allowed a certain amount of money per year for dental. So whatever, and I usually go and get my dental work done before the ending of the year, so I can use up all that money. And then whatever else I can't get done, I go to my dentist and dentist in DR and get it done, if that makes sense. So yeah, you definitely have options in terms of picking different healthcare insurances, which I highly recommend. Highly recommend. But guys, it's 2:59. My break is over. I appreciate you guys for all the love and support. Once again, don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe. You guys will definitely be hearing more from me. If you guys are looking to reach out, y'all can always contact me via WhatsApp at 347-740-6350. And as I said, I'll be down in June the 4th through the 17th, maybe even sooner. But again, I thank you guys. Until next time, y'all take care, and I'll be talking to you guys soon.